All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. All right. First of all, I would like to test my audio. If, ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear me, perhaps you can give me a thumbs up or you can type in OK in the chat box and then we shall begin.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Great. Fantastic. So who do we have here this morning? We have Farah Akila. We have Hannah Ong, Sabrina, Nur Suzian, Nur Ashikin, Sazlina. Who else? Yeah. Okay, Dublin Ajin. Yep. Farah Akila. Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So, today's topic, Kaleidoscope, the 5 widely accepted styles of resolving conflict. Now, let me ask you a question. Whenever 2 or more people come together, there is bound to be conflict. Whether it's at the workplace, whether it's at home, whether it's among friends, would you agree or would you disagree? Right? Whenever there's 2 or more people coming together, there is bound to be some kind of clash, some kind of conflict, some kind of disagreement, incongruency. Yes or no? Yep, you might give me your response in the chat box. Feel free to type in your responses in the chat box, or you can just turn on your microphone and, okay, we have a yes from Nurul Ain. She says yes. Okay, right. What about the rest? Let's wait for the rest to respond. Otherwise, we carry on. Okay. Nur Famira says yes. Dublin says yes. Farah says yes. Okay, so far we have responses from the ladies. I don't know, what about the men? Any men here? Or do we have all ladies today? I think we have.
Dublin is man.
Oh, Dublin. Eh? Dublin is a gentleman, is it? Who was that just now? Okay, right, before we continue, let me introduce myself. My name is Surain Victor, and I've been in learning and development for the past 15 years. I conduct training programs, coaching, and also a bit of therapy work, yeah. My area is in people development and also self-improvement. So one of the topics that falls under personal development would be conflict resolution. Okay, now, let me tell you a story. Have you heard of the story about the 2 horses? I don't know whether you can see these 2 horses. Right. Okay. Can you see it? These 2 horses? Right. So the story is, I think you're very familiar with this. There is 2 stacks of hay. One is on the right and one is on the left. Yep. So now these 2 horses, they're hungry and they need to get to their haystack. They are connected by this rope whereby the length is not enough for both horses to reach their haystack. Right, so if this horse gets to its hay, to its stack, then this horse won't be able to reach it. And if it goes the other way around, then this horse won't be able to reach it. So what is the solution here? Or before that, is there a conflict? Is there a conflict in this scenario whereby these 2 horses can't get to the haystack simultaneously? Some would say no, some would say yes. If yes, the conflict is because both of them are hungry and they both want to get to their haystack. So the conflict here is then they're not getting what they want. Right? There's a bit of there's a bit of it's not fair. It's not fair. How come you got it? I don't get it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is the solution? Let's stay tuned, and perhaps at the end of this 1 hour session, or perhaps another 40 minutes, we'll get to the solution. Let me hear from you. What is the solution to this scenario? Okay. All right, let me just share some slides with you. Right, today's topic is the 5 widely accepted styles of resolving conflict. Who else? So far, I've got responses from Misha, Sabrina, Farah Akila, Dublin, Nur Famira, and Nurul Ain. Yeah, thank you for your responses. Okay, the rest of you, if you want to respond, perhaps you can just click on the thumbs up or okay sign, yeah? And then I shall continue. Right. Let me tell you, we've got a thumbs up from Izati, okay, the organizer. Let me share with you a scenario. Now, picture this, yeah? One is a manager, and the other one is, let's say, one is a general manager, and the other one is a team manager, a team leader. So let me play these two characters, yeah, and see if you can relate to this story or not. Okay, so let's say now the general manager would be Ken, and the team leader would be Jack, right? So Ken comes up to Jack and says, Jack, you need to increase your sales by 10%. Yeah, management has decided that we are going to increase the sales by 10%. Then Jack says, that's unreasonable. My team has been working so hard, and we are really tied up right now. I don't think that would be a fair demand. Then Ken says, oh, don't worry, Jack. This is not just for your team only. This is for all teams, everyone, all departments. The sales need to increase by 10% because we decided that we need to ramp up more efforts. Then Jack says, Ken, our team is different. We got 2 new staff, and it takes time for them to be competent, yeah, to come up to the level of competency. And increasing sales by 10% is just unreasonable, not possible. Then Ken says, no, Jack, this has been decided by the management. You are the team leader. You get your team to come out with the results. Then Jack, being defensive, saying that, no, you can't just be tightening up screws and increasing sales and expecting us to do more and more. It's just going to backfire. I know my team better than you. Then Ken says, well, don't be pessimistic, Jack. Try to be a bit optimistic. Then Jack says, I'm not being pessimistic here. I'm being realistic. So perhaps that is something that you have experienced at the workplace or something that you can relate to. Yeah, if you can, please, once again, you can just thumbs up or you can put an okay sign. Or perhaps you might want to share your experience having a conflict or being in conflict, right? Okay, if you do, please feel free to share. We'll be more happy to hear your side of the story. All right, now, so in that scenario, you can see that one person is giving requests and the other person is being a bit defensive. Yeah, okay, and then if you notice or if you are aware of it, sometimes conflict can be a bit sticky, a bit emotional. When emotions come into play, then people might get a bit clouded in terms of their objectivity, in terms of being very critical, and things get touches on the more on the person, on the personal aspects instead of the task at hand. Right, so let's have a look at some of the slides. First up, I have an activity. All right, all you need to do is just let me know whether you agree or disagree. You can just type in the chat box, agree or disagree, and maybe you can explain a bit as to why you agree or why you disagree. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with this first activity. For example, iced lemon tea is the best drink. Agree or disagree? Okay. Iced lemon tea is the best drink. Yes or no? Or perhaps number 1 is agree, number 2 is disagree. Easier for you to type. Maybe you're on your phones, so it's difficult to type. Number 1 will be agree, number 2 will be disagree. So if you agree, you type number 1. If you disagree, type number 2. Yes, all right. So Dublin agrees, and what is this? Disagree. Liana disagrees. Ferreira disagrees. Sabrina disagrees. Okay, so you have your reasons as to why you agree or disagree. Now, there's no right or wrong. Yeah, it's just whether you agree or disagree. Some people agree because it's lemon. For them, lemon is refreshing. Or some of you might agree because it's iced. So anything that is cool, you like. Whether it's iced coffee, iced lemon tea, iced Milo, you like it, all right? So I would say all the responses here, okay, only 2% agree. So far it's easy, and who is this? Dublin, only 2% agree. The rest so far disagree. Okay, and some of you disagree because it is iced, or some of you just don't like lemon, or some of you just don't like tea. Whereas Sazlina, she agrees. Okay, so whether you agree or disagree, yeah. So the first statement, this one, iced lemon tea is the best drink, is just a warm-up statement. Now let's get into the topic of conflict. Agree or disagree, yeah? So you just, Dublin is a tea person. Dublin is a tea person. So whether it's hot tea or iced tea or lemon tea or what other teas, I think Dublin will just accept it, yeah? Because Dublin is a tea person. Okay, thank you for your response. City Rosita, disagree. Okay, let's move on. Statement number 1. Once again, yeah, agree, you type number 1, disagree, you type number 2. Conflict is always violent. Agree or disagree? When people are in conflict, uh, they tend to raise their voice. There tends to be a lot of finger pointing. People tend to get a bit defensive or a bit too aggressive. Disagree. Okay, people will start banging the table. They will raise their voice. Or some people will just keep quiet, will clamp up, right? Don't want to be too caught in the argument or discussion. So far everyone disagrees. Okay. So if you disagree, that means conflict is not necessarily violent. Yeah, sometimes it can be, sometimes it's not. Okay, thank you for your responses. Statement number 2. Conflict is inevitable, meaning say that it will happen one day or the other, somehow or another. Meaning say that when you guys come together to work in a group, in a team, in a company, in a department, your group of friends, you guys start on the right foot. Everyone is haha, happy, yeah, everyone can get together. Do you think that conflict will not happen to this group of people who can get along very well? Agree or disagree? Yeah, that means family. Let's talk about family. Even though a family who is harmonious, everyone can get together very, very well, they are immune to conflict. Okay, some people agree, some people disagree. Sazina, agree. Conflict is inevitable. The rest disagree. Okay. Okay, great. Disagree. That means conflict is something that will happen to you somehow or other. Some people agree, some people disagree. Right. Thank you very much for your responses. Let's go to statement number 3. Anyone can experience conflict, no matter how young or how aged you are, or how senior you are, how junior you are, whether you're in top management or whether you're a junior executive, whether you're a college student, whether you are working at home, whether you are freelancing, whether you're self-employed, you can and you will experience conflict, yes or no? Okay, a lot of people agree. Agree. Okay. Last statement, statement number 4. Conflict must be avoided. Meaning say that you need to do whatever it takes to avoid conflict. Yes or no? Agree or disagree? One or two? Agree? One or disagree? Two. Okay, Liana disagree. Farah disagree. Siti disagree. Suzliani disagree. Marcela disagree. Nur, okay. Ferreira disagree. Nur Famira disagree. Okay. Nur Ashikin disagree. Okay, I would say all of you disagree. Let me share with you a quote by Ronald Reagan. Peace is not the absence of conflict, rather, it is the ability to handle conflict by peaceful means. Yeah? I think the key word here is ability. So peace is not the absence of conflict, meaning say no conflict means peace. No, rather what he says is peace is the ability to handle conflict by peaceful means, right? It's a quote by Ronald Reagan. Okay, so I would say every one of us disagrees. That means conflict must be avoided. No, you disagree. Conflict needs to be managed. Conflict needs to be, what is the word here? Handled. Okay. So let's be on the same page. Yeah? Let us all be on the same page by, let's have a mutual understanding of what the keywords here are, which is conflict and resolution. Yeah, by having a definition as to what conflict is, then we can discuss why it happens, how it happens, and how is it that we can handle it. Yeah. Right, first and foremost, let's start with the definition of conflict. If you want to add to the definition, please do so. Yeah, just type in the chat box, or you can just turn on your microphone. It's to come into collision or disagreement, to be contradictory, at variance, or in opposition. Yeah. So this is the definition of conflict. And another one, clash. Clash. That's another, I would say, a word to use to define conflict. Simply put, it's a clash. So is clash good or bad? Is it healthy? Is it unhealthy? Is it something that we need to avoid? Let's think about it. Okay, resolve. Let's see what the dictionary has to say about resolve. Resolve comes to a definite or earnest decision about. Okay, to determine what's the next course of action, right? Okay, now, why conflict happens? Just cover a bit of why, how, what, okay? It's simply because of differences. Differences in terms of philosophy, values, differences in terms of understanding. It also can be because differences in terms of language or educational background, or differences in terms of, I would say, rank, yeah, titles, position. But more so, it's simply because we have different opinions, different views, and different values. We might value a few things. For example, let's say in a company, we all value performance. We value teamwork. We value peace and harmony. We also value profit. Yeah. We also value happiness, health and well-being. But for some people, what comes first, second, third, fourth, fifth, when it comes to prioritizing the values, perhaps the person number one is profit, number two is happiness, number three, for other people, first and foremost, it's teamwork, number two, only profit, and number three, for some people, it's performance first. So when they make a decision, it's based on their values. And if their decisions are different from others, yep, there's bound to be a conflict. Why? Because what you prioritize. Okay. What conflict, can it be healthy? Yeah. For example, if a sales team, they know that the team that gets the most sales gets the bonus or a bigger bonus or reward. Yep. It's a healthy competition. It's a healthy conflict. Great. Whereby they don't need to agree with each other, these two teams. However, they both want to get the same thing, and there's only one team which can get the bonus or the incentive. Yep. So there's a bit of competition there, which is good. All right. Now, today I'm not going to be discussing much about the why it happens or how it happens. Rather, I would like to share with you the 5 styles. Yeah, the 5 styles of how we can approach conflict, and how is it that we can adapt, yeah, ubah suai, or rather be flexible when it comes to using these 5 styles. And let's have a look at what scenarios, dalam situasi apa kita pakai certain styles, right? If you want to know your style, you can. Yeah, I have a tool where it's a self-assessment. You can find out what is your style. Yeah, what is your dominant style, or what is your natural style? Yeah, and then you know that hey, this style, there is pros and cons. There are some weaknesses. Maybe in some situations I want to change my style. Yeah, so you need other skills when you want to change your styles. All right, let's have a look. Yeah, on this side of the graph, the x-axis, Paxi X, or is it Y? You have assertiveness. Now, assertiveness is how much you want to defend what you want, what you need. Yeah, how much are you willing to defend what you want and what you need, you and also your team. So assertiveness is more to self. Yeah, so you have high assertiveness and low assertiveness. And then you have cooperativeness. Cooperativeness is how much you're willing to meet other people's needs. How much you are willing to meet other people, to accommodate other people's needs. So assertiveness is you or your team, your people. Cooperativeness is other people. Yeah. So again, there's high assertiveness, low assertiveness, high cooperativeness, and low cooperativeness. Okay, now low assertiveness or low cooperativeness is not wrong. It is not bad. Yeah, let me reiterate this. Low assertiveness or low cooperativeness doesn't mean that it's poor or bad or should be avoided. Let's see. Yeah, I'll give you the styles and see how is it that this is acceptable when it comes to conflict resolution. Okay, high assertiveness and low cooperativeness here, yeah, meaning say that you really want to defend what you think. You really want to defend your team, and you don't want to be accommodating to what the other party needs or wants. Now, this style is called competing. Competing, I'll give you an example. I'll give you one scenario and for all these 5 styles. Yeah, so competing, for example, okay, again, yeah, Ken and Jack. Jack, what do you think about this new project? And then Jack says that this new project, I'm telling you, Ken, really, that this new project is not good for the people, it's not good for the company. And you need to go back and really think about it. I say no to this new project. It needs to be stopped. Yeah. So this is high assertiveness, whereby the person disagrees with the new project. Okay, when do you use this? When do you use competing? You use competing when you have bargaining power. Yeah, when the power play here is, I would say, quite equal, or rather you have an upper hand. Yeah, you have more bargaining power. You have more authority. You use this style when you don't want yourself and your team to be taken advantage of. Uh, you use this style when you're super confident that this is bad. Based on your experience, based on your knowledge, you know that this is not good for the people, for the company, for the long term. You know that this is not good. I really need to say no to this, or I really need to say yes to this. I really need my idea, my decision to be put forth. You're not being aggressive, you're being assertive. Yeah, tegas. No, yes, yes. If it's a go, it's a go. If it's a no go, no. You also use this style when there is an emergency. A decision needs to be made now. So you decide. If let's say you're the manager, your people can't make the decision, you make the decision. Yep. Also use this style when, yeah, when time is of the essence, when it's urgent. Okay. All right. When do you not use competing? Yeah, when do you not use competing? You don't use this style when the decision, the conflict involves a lot of people, because you need to take into account what other people think, what other people feel, for example. Yeah, and you don't use this style when you don't have the bargaining power. For example, if I'm a very junior executive, just joined the company for a year, I might not want to be too competing. Okay, I might want to, because then I'll be seen as all too highly opinionated. Yeah. Okay. You don't also use competing all the time. For example, if you're a boss, if you're a manager, yeah, you're a senior, you don't use competing all the time. Yes, you want to exert your influence, your influence, your leadership abilities. You want to be seen as confident and assertive. But if you use it all the time, people might think that you're not being flexible. Asyik, what do you call that? Dia cakap, kita ikut je. Dia nak cara dia je. Only his way or her way. You're not being flexible. So you might not want to use this style all the time. Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah, you can just type in, or you can turn on your microphone and you can just speak to me. Okay, the next style is high cooperativeness, but low on assertiveness. Now, low assertiveness, again, I like to highlight that doesn't mean that you are low in confidence here. It's just that what you prioritize now is being cooperative. Okay, this style is called the accommodating style. You accommodate. In other words, you say yes, you say yes, you say yes. Yeah. Okay, for example, the same example, yeah. Jack, what do you think about this new project? The new project. Well, it's okay, but I personally wouldn't go with it. I wouldn't go along with it, but that's just my opinion. At the end of the day, it's about what the company wants. It's about what you want, and it's just my opinion. I'm here to support you. Yeah. So if there's anything you want me to do, let me know. Okay, so the person is being accommodating in terms of, for example, yeah. Okay, so Jack, if that's the case, what can you be the team leader for this new project? Then Jack will say, Me, team leader. Okay lah, whatever lah, can lah, can. Yeah, don't want to challenge. Don't want to say no. Very accepting. Very team player like. Okay, now you want to use this style when the relationship or the harmony of the team, the group department is more important than your own personal needs. Yep. Once again, yeah, the relationship is more important than the conflict. Or you want to use the style when the the conflict will not, if you're being accommodating, it will not bring any bad effects to you or your team. That means you can manage it, you can handle it. Yeah. This new project, Jack is being given the task of being a leader or the manager for that project. Jack doesn't want it, but he knows that tak apalah, don't want to argue much, just take it. Yeah, and he knows that he can take it. You also want use accommodating when you want to be seen as someone who is well, there you go, cooperative, willing to be a team player, willing to take one for the team, and you know that you can manage it. You also want to use accommodating when you have low bargaining power. Yeah, and you want to prove yourself. Okay, you don't use accommodating when? When do you not use accommodating? Anyone here would like to share with us when is it not suitable to use this accommodating style? Okay. Anyone? You don't use this style when you don't have bargaining power. You don't use this style when let's see now, when you want to exert your assertiveness, you want to exert your ability to make decisions. Yeah. You will just accommodate. Tak apalah. Okay, I'll give you another example of how in what situation you use accommodating. Let's say a customer comes in and then the customer says that, hey, this product, I'm not happy with the product. I want to give it back. I want to what do you call that? Reimburse. I want to get my money back. And there are other customers in your shop as well. So, okay, this person comes in with the product 3 months later, 3 months after the purchase, yeah. And it's your what do you call that? Terms and condition that the product can only be returned 1 month, within 1 month after being purchased. Yeah, but this is already 3 months. Now, you can only say no because it's already in black and white that I can only refund you if you bring it within a month. Now it's already 3 months. Yeah, so you can compete. You can say no to the customer. But you realize that there are other customers in the shop as well. And you know that you don't really rugi lah in terms of finances. That's you don't really rugi if you refund. And you realize that, hey, if I refund, the customer is happy, and the other customers, they see that I'm being very customer oriented. I don't really stick to the terms and conditions. I'm not too rigid. Hey, this company or this shop, they're quite flexible. They're quite people oriented. That gives a nice feeling to customers. Yes, they know that it's only 1 month, but this manager is willing to close one eye and close one eye and accommodate my needs. Maybe the person traveled and came back 3 months later to use the product that he bought 3 months ago. Yeah, so you're being it's okay lah, it's okay, tak apalah. Even though the company policies that says that 1 month, but I'm willing to accommodate. Yeah. to send out a message to all my other customers that, hey, actually I care about your satisfaction, right? That's another example of when you use the accommodating style, right? Okay. Okay. Now, as parents, we tend to use the competing style, right? Because hey, we got bargaining power, right? We got authority, yeah. So we tend to use the competing style more often when there's conflict with our children, yeah. Okay, let's have a look at the third style. The third style is when there's high cooperativeness and high assertiveness. This is called the collaborate. Okay, collaborate is called, the other one is, some people will call it the win-win situation. Competing is win-lose. I win, you lose. Accommodating, I lose, you win. Collaborate is win-win. 1 plus 1 equals to 3. Now, when do you use collaborating is when, is when the decision or the conflict involves a lot of people, everyone in the department or in the team. When the topic is a bit sensitive, whereby the conflict is sensitive and you need to take your time to come to a decision. Use collaborate when you want to create an environment whereby you value other people's opinion. So again, for example, the situation whereby I can ask Jack about the new project. Okay, so Jack, what do you think about this new project? Oh, Ken, yeah, I think it's great. What you have laid down, you have the expertise. I know you have the expertise, and we have the expertise as well. Right now, but instead of doing it your way and instead of doing it my way, I think we can do it in a better way. Yeah, 1 plus 1 equals 3. Not my way, not your way, but another way, a better way. How about we come together? We have a meeting in the hall, in the boardroom. Get everyone. We spend half a day discussing about this. How about that? We give everyone an opportunity to voice out his or her opinion, so that everyone feels heard. Yeah. Say Monday, 10 o'clock. Or let's make it 9 o'clock. How about that? Right. So collaborate, you use collaborate when you have time, when it's not urgent. It's important. Keyword here, it's important. The conflict is important, but it's not urgent. You don't need to come to a decision immediately. It's important that you need time to digest and really analyze and think about it. That is when you use collaborating. Collaborating, collaborate. Never mind. Later, I'll give you this scenario, this example of how you can collaborate. Okay, collaborate is coming up with a solution or decision that is something beyond you and the other person. So it's not about you, it's not about a person, but it's something bigger. It's a win-win situation. Okay. The fourth style would be, low cooperativeness and low assertiveness. Now, I know what you're thinking. Low cooperativeness and low assertiveness tak bagus ni. Yeah, this is something bad. Don't. Well, when it comes to the different styles of resolving conflict, it is acceptable. You can use it. The style is called the avoiding style. So you avoid the conflict or you postpone the conflict. Okay, for example, Jack, what do you think about this new project? Ken, I noticed there's something different about you. You changed your hairstyle, is it? Yeah, you try to avoid the subject. Then Ken says, hey Jack, I really need to talk to you about this new project. Then Jack says, I think it's not a good time to talk about it. How about if I get back to you, say next week or next 2 weeks, next 3 weeks? I'm not sure, but I'll get back to you in a few weeks time. Yeah. So you can see that Jack is postponing or Jack is trying to avoid the conflict. Now, you avoid the conflict when you know that the conflict will resolve on its own. Sometimes, yeah, the issue or the conflict will resolve on its own based on your experience. Yeah, you don't need to really discuss or argue about it. You know that avoid. Okay, you might want to use avoiding when it doesn't concern you. The conflict doesn't concern you, and you want to avoid. It's okay lah. Yeah. The conflict is not urgent. It can be postponed. Yeah. So you use this avoiding style. Of course, if you use this style all the time, then you might not be seen as a team player. You might be seen as someone who is uh, not present. You're only there physically, but I don't get your ideas, I don't get your opinions. So you don't use this style all the time. Yeah, right. Avoiding. For example, conflict between family members. Yeah. Sometimes you find that rather avoid this conflict rather than it becoming worse, or maybe you are too emotionally invested in it that you need to avoid it first. You need to take some time out. Or you know that avoiding is the best rather than being too caught up with emotions, rather than arguing and fighting, with family members. You think that, hey, look, you know what? I think I'm just going to move out of this house. I'll stay on my own. I'm not say that I don't respect you, but I think that you have your own ways of doing things. You ada cara you sendiri. I have my own way, and let's just go in opposite directions. It's okay. It's fine. Uh, yeah, we are still family members, yes, but as far as possible, no, I don't want to confront you. You also don't want to confront me, because every time we have a conflict, things get to a bit heated up. Things get a bit violent, and we don't feel good about each other. So of your experience again, because of your experience, you know that, hey, I think it's time to go our own separate ways. So your point, okay, can be done, can be used. Okay, the fifth style is called, okay, fifth style is in between. It's what I call that, medium cooperativeness and medium assertiveness. Yeah, this is called compromising, whereby it's 50-50. I win some, I lose some. You win some, you lose some. Kita compromise. Yeah. So again, the same example. Hey Jack, what do you think about this new project? So when it comes to compromising, the new project. Okay. Oh, yes, I did send you an email about what my team is currently doing now. And you have also shared with me in ways which your team can help me out. Okay, I understand your needs, but I also have my needs. So let's just split this 50-50, and you'll get half of what you want. I'll get part of what I want. And I think that's fair. Okay. All right. So that's when you compromise. Win some, lose some. Now, compromising, another example, compromising is, let's say when you want to go have lunch. Let's take a very simple experience. Yeah. So let's say Jack wants to have McD, and Ken wants to have KFC. So how do you compromise? How do you go 50-50? Yeah. If you accommodate, if Jack accommodates, then okay lah, KFC lah, whatever lah. Yeah, just accommodate, just demerge. Like you put, it's just lunch. I can always have McDonald's tomorrow or next week. Yeah. Avoid means I don't have lunch with you. If you want KFC, you go have lunch yourself. I go have lunch myself. Right. Compromise would be like, okay lah, okay, since you want KFC, how about if, okay, we go have KFC, but you belanja. Yeah, win some, lose some. Okay, great, fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the 5 styles of how you can handle conflict, how you can manage conflict. Yeah, you either compete, accommodate, collaborate, avoid, or compromise. These 5 ways, yeah. And different styles require different skills. If you want to compete, how? You want to be assertive, not aggressive. You want to be assertive, but not bossy. You want to accommodate, but you don't want to be seen as, alah, dia ni boleh. You don't want to be seen as someone who people can step on you, yeah, taken advantage of. When do you use collaborate? How you use collaborate? Your interpersonal skills need to be very good to be able to collaborate. Yeah, you need to be very diplomatic. Avoiding. When you use avoiding, how do you use avoiding? Yeah. So you need additional skills to use the different styles. The best is, of course, to be flexible depending on the situation. Yeah, depending on the situation. Okay. Right. So back to this scenario, the 2 horses. Should they compete? As to they both should pull as hard as possible to get to the haystack. Should they avoid? Okay lah, no need to makan lah. After all, we're not hungry. Or should they accommodate? For example, okay lah, you win. You go and eat. I don't need to eat. I'm fasting today. Right? Or do you collaborate, compromise? For example, they might come to an agreement whereby, right, first we both eat at this haystack, then we both eat at this haystack. Yep. Compromise would be, okay, you eat first, then I eat later. So there's win and lose. Win some, lose some. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at the right, it's quiz time. Let's see if you can answer all these 5 questions. Okay. Every question is worth every question is worth 100 points. So let's see if you can get all 500 points. Ready? Just type in your responses, yeah? A, B, C, or D. Question number 1. Conflict can be defined as A, collision, disagreement, or clash. Is something wrong with the other person. Yeah, that's why I'm conflicted with the other person. Or conflict is being angry, upset, and being defensive. A, B, or C? We have 10 minutes more. A, okay, so Mira says A for Aguila. Okay, all right. A, yes. Okay. Dublin also A. All right, fantastic. You got the right answer. 100 points. Keep track of your points, yeah? If you get 500 points, then you can get to claim a prize. What is the prize? Let's see now. Okay, I will offer you a private one-on-one coaching session with me if you get all 500 points. Yep. Okay, question number 2. The 2 variables in the Thomas-Kilmann conflict. Just now what we discussed, the 5 style is called a Thomas-Kilmann conflict styles. Yeah, the 2 axes just now that you saw. All right. Yeah, the 2 variables. What is it? Is it bossiness and laziness? Is it assertiveness versus cooperativeness? Or is it aggressiveness versus understanding? What are the 2 factors or the 2 variables B, correct. B, okay, correct. Yeah, it's B. I already said it's correct. No, Marcella also B. Yes, W also B. B, right. Fantastic, correct. 100 points for you if you answered B. Okay, next question, question number 3. The competing style when resolving conflict is best used when power between people in the conflict is not equal, maintaining the relationship is more important than winning, or C, a decision needs to be made quickly. For example, emergencies. What's the answer for number 3? Anyone? No? No responses? Okay, so Nora says it's C. Okay, Shoba says A. Farah Akila says A. Okay, Nurul Ain, you got it right. It's C. 100 points for you, Nurul Ain. The answer is C. Use the competing style when a decision is to be made quickly. Yeah, time is of the essence here. You cannot think about it and you cannot delay. Okay. Congrats, Nurul Ain. You got it right. 100 points for you. 4th question. The accommodating style. Yeah, the accommodating style is best used when A. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Maintaining the relationship is more important than winning. B. You want to be domineering. You want to be bossy. Or C. You are being impatient. So when they use accommodating, A, B, C. Oh, there's no D, it's just A, B, C. Shobha says A, Dublin says A, Ferreira A, Nurline A, Siti Rosita A, Farah Akila A, Nur Ashikin A. Yes, exactly, you got it right. 100 points for you. Maintaining the relationship is more important than winning. Yep. Accommodating also, you need to be patient to be accommodating. Yeah. For example, let's take a simple example. So let's say, who is this? Farah Akila. Farah Akila wants to have KFC for lunch. I want to have McD. So Farah Akila, I say that, hey, Farah, guys, let's have McD. Then Farah said, no, let's have KFC. Then I said, okay lah, KFC lah. And then along the way, on the way to KFC, Farah says that, hey, no lah, I feel like having sushi lah. Then I'll be like, okay lah, sushi lah. So very accommodating, meaning say, I let the person decide, the other person decide. I know that it's okay, it's just lunch. It doesn't really badly affect me. So I'll use accommodating. Yeah. That's a very simple example. You need to come up with your own scenario based on your workplace. Yeah, based on your context. Okay, last question. Compromising style when resolving conflict is not suitable. Yeah, not suitable when resolving the conflict is more important than having each individual win. The situation is extremely urgent, or power between people in the conflict is equal. Compromise. Compromise means 50-50. Win some, lose some. What is the answer? It's not suitable. B, Nurline, B. Power between people in the conflict. Okay, the situation is extremely urgent. Okay, any other responses? Anyone? Yes, fantastic. The answer is B. So how many of you got all correct? How many of you got 500 points? Okay, right. Anyone got 500 points? Okay, so what I'm going to do, I am going to give you my email address. For those of you who got all correct, you can send me an email and we can arrange for a one-on-one private coaching. Did I? Yeah, okay. Or you can get my contact number as well. If you want to lah, if you want to. Alamak, I think I didn't send it to everyone. Okay, wait, hang on. Okay. Let me give you my contact number. And also my email address. Okay, so if any one of you got all 5 correct, let me see, you got 500 points, you are entitled to 1 coaching session with me if you want to, yeah? So you can just contact me through email or through WhatsApp or through calls, and then we'll see what is it that you want to talk about, or you want to discuss. Yep. So ladies and gentlemen, those are the 5 styles of resolving conflict based on Thomas Kilmann. Right? If you have any other questions, if you have a very specific situation or specific scenario of conflict that you are willing to share with me, please do so. And if you want some guidance as to how to manage this conflict, please do let me know as well. Yeah. All right. So that is all from me. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. If not, then I will pass the floor back to, I see Shoba here. Hello, Shoba. Hello. Fine, thank you. I think you said how are you, right? Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I've unmuted myself now. How are you, Surain?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, nice session. I thought I'll just join in today, since I have a little bit of more time. So I wanted to know what was happening.
No worries. Are you from Top Glove?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. If you don't mind me asking, where you from?
Actually, with Excel.
Oh, I see.
do training with Excel as well.
I see.
One of our trainer.
Oh, I see. All right. Okay.
You are in Sydney right now, right, Shoba?
Yes, I am. That's why you see me all with my coat and everything, jacket and all. So it's freezing cold actually.
Oh, wow. Send us a postcard.
It's okay. I'll take picture. We are more digital nowadays, so I'll just send that.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll pass the floor back to Liana. Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining this webinar. So we have one virtual conference on 7 July 2021. That one is more on sales and also digital marketing. So Mr.Surain will be there also to start the session. This virtual conference is via Zoom from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's a live virtual conference. So for those who are interested, can contact Excel Academy. And I believe that we have ASNB here. If you are interested, you can inform Ms. Zetty, and Ms. Zetty will liaise with me. And that's all from my side. Do follow our Facebook page because Excel Academy usually provide free webinar every week, either in people development, sales, marketing, and also digital marketing. That's all from my side. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Suzilian.
Thank you.
Suzilian. Thank you, Siti Rosita. Suzy, how do I pronounce the name? Suzilian? Oh, Suzy Lizan. All right. Sorry. Thank you, Suzy Lizan. Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you, Farah Akila. Thank you, Nora Shikin. Yes, Suzy. Okay. Thank you, Suzy. Thank you, Sazlina. Thank you, Narain. Okay. Have a great day ahead. Suzy can sing. Suzy, come. Karaoke session. Sing us a song. Next time, when we are in the same class again, we can get Suzy to sing. Give her 5 minutes. Okay. I think I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna take note. Suzy can sing. All right. Really? I can sing as well. Okay. Bye bye everyone. I can sing Aslin's song. Oh. Hey, how come now you're active in the chat? Just now so quiet. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I hope to see you guys again. Bye.